Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into a really significant moment. It's the close of the first five books, the Torah, with Deuteronomy chapter 34. We're looking at the death of, well, one of history's giants, Moses.
Absolutely. And our sources give us more than just the facts of his death. They delve into the theological weight of it all, his final moments, the succession, and that really intriguing mystery about his burial.
Yeah, that part always gets me. But first, this vision from Mount Nebo, from Pisgah Peak.
Right.
So the Lord shows him everything, the whole promised land laid out, Gilead to Dan, Naphtali, Ephraim, Manasseh, Judah, right out to the Mediterranean.
The Western Sea, yeah. And the Negev, all the way down to Zoar. It's basically the map of the promise.
The land sworn to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Exactly. And what's key here, and the sources really stress this, is that the Lord showed him all the land. This wasn't just Moses, squinting from a mountaintop.
There was something more.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a divine sort of enhanced vision. He saw the promise fulfilled, visually at least. But, and this is crucial,
He couldn't go in.
he was told explicitly, you will not cross over.
Wah.
He sees it, but can't enter. Powerful, right?
Wow. Yeah, fulfillment and personal sacrifice all rolled into one moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then it happens. At 120 years old, Moses, the servant of the Lord, dies there in Moab.
According to the word of the Lord, the text says.
And it makes the point of telling us his health was fine, eyesight perfect, natural vigor totally intact.
Right, it wasn't old age catching up. It underscores that this was, well, divine timing, not weakness.
So his incredible 120-year journey ends. What happens immediately after? The mourning, obviously.
Yes, Israel mourned him properly for 30 days. But the narrative pivots quickly to what's next. Continuity.
Joshua.
Joshua, son of Nun. Moses had already laid his hands on him, commissioned him, and the text says Joshua was then filled with the spirit of wisdom.
And the people just accepted him.
Immediately, they obeyed Joshua just as the Lord had commanded through Moses. It really hammers home that the mission, the covenant, wasn't tied to just one person, even someone as monumental as Moses.
Okay, that makes sense for the transition of leadership, but let's get back to that burial mystery. It says he was buried in a valley near Beth Peor.
Right, opposite Beth Peor.
But then, this line, no one knows his burial place to this day. Wait a minute. If the point was smooth succession, why make the gravesite a secret? Couldn't God just tell them, don't worship his tomb?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Mhm.
The sources strongly suggest this wasn't accidental. Hiding the body seems like a deliberate, preventative measure.
To stop people from turning the grave into a shrine?
Precisely. To prevent idolatry. It forces the focus on the living God and the ongoing mission, not onto, the physical remains of even their greatest leader. Sort of like the idea behind why the broken stone tablets weren't kept around. They had to become objects of worship, too.
And that ties into that really strange reference later on in Jude about Michael the archangel.
It does seem related. Jude 1.9 mentions Michael arguing with the devil over the body of Moses.
Ah.
Yeah. And a common interpretation is that the devil wanted the body found. He wanted to reveal it precisely to tempt Israel into idolatry. So the secrecy was like a divine defense strategy.
That adds another layer entirely. So after all this, the leadership, the miracles, the hidden end, what's the Bible's final word on Moses? His ultimate legacy.
It's profound. Deuteronomy concludes by saying no prophet ever rose again in Israel like Moses.
Not because of the plagues in Egypt or parting the sea.
Well, those were signs of his unique role.
Yeah.
Definitely mentioned the signs and wonders. But the core of his unparalleled greatness, the text says, was his relationship with God.
Ah.
He was the one whom the Lord knew face to face. That intimacy, that direct connection, that's what set him apart.
So for you listening, maybe the biggest takeaway is that the depth of that relationship was the ultimate measure of his life, even more than his incredible deeds or long life.
Absolutely. And think about this final point. Moses' hidden body, combined with Elijah later being taken up to heaven, it created this unique space in their history. No grave marker, no final physical trace.
Leaving a possibility, almost.
Exactly. It left this sort of eschatological echo, a potential for return, maybe. Which brings us to a final thought for you to consider. How does the legacy of a leader, or any life really, change when the final physical evidence is deliberately removed?
When future generations have to focus on the mission's purpose, not the person.
Yeah, something to think about.